more are gathered, and I'm here with my brother, Mr. Dave Navarra, and we're just locked down in the cold. We can't get the motor cranking, so we got some candles burning. We got the hot air coming out of our mouth, and we're trying to get it warmed up so we can get
I think it's working.
The studio fired up and moved to the next destination. But we shot a couple videos in the process, and we just saw a video on Pete Hegseth, one of the nominations.
Anyways, he's got to get approved.
Yeah, he's got to get approved by the Senate. So we'll think of that word and I'll type it in after the fact. So this is going to be a quick reaction video. It's a short 2-minute whatever. So this is what Good Morning America is saying this morning on December 5th.
Yep.
About, we knew they're going to attack them, but they're pulling out their old game plan. So it's, I'll bring this up.
Trump's defense secretary nominee, who is vowing to fight for the job and is addressing concerns about his alleged misconduct. Our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, is in Washington with more. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Robin. Well, Pete Hegseth right now is defiant and digging in, saying he is going to keep fighting.
Wait a minute. I mean, right out of the gate, they're just so slanted, aren't they?
Yeah.
He's defiant. It's like that's like guilt right away. You're guilty.
Exactly.
Before any day in court or you don't get to say anything. You're just defiant. So you're guilty. You're wrong. You're evil. You're the bad person.
That's your media.
That is the media.
Yeah.
Wake up to this situation. That is how the media slants things and brainwashes. They twist it. They're just sad. They're sad people. You live a sad life, and you should be embarrassed. Right out of the gates,
they're not objective, they're subjective.
Yeah, it's like coming to a conversation with both 6 guns in your hand and saying, "Hey, good afternoon." Okay, right?
Yeah.
Oh my. All right, back to the
Even as we know, Donald Trump is keeping his options open.
This morning, Donald Trump's embattled pick for Secretary of Defense, former Fox News host Pete Hegseth, says he's not going anywhere.
So you're in this all the way.
Why would I back down? I'm always been a fighter.
While sources tell us Trump is considering other options, Hegseth is doing...
I like that too. Sources tell us. Like that's credible, right?
Right.
We know and we have sources and they tell us. They're just...
Yeah, who are your sources? Your next door neighbor?
Yeah.
Your cat?
Yeah. My cat's told me. He's terrible. He went over to the neighbor and he pet a dog and he walked right past my cat. Oh. I mean, it's like dealing with 3-year-olds.
Yeah, I know.
It literally is like dealing with 3-year-olds. So slanted.
Doing a full court press in media interviews and on Capitol Hill, defending himself against allegations of sexual misconduct, alcohol abuse, and financial mismanagement. Allegations he now calls the art of the smear.
Am I a perfect man? No. Was I a perfect man? Absolutely not.
Hegseth adamantly denies a rape accusation, claiming he paid a settlement to a woman who accused him of sexual assault to protect his job and marriage. And he insists he doesn't have a problem with alcohol, even promising not to drink a drop if he gets the position.
He offered up to me, and I know he has with other senators too, that he's not drinking. And that's not something he's going to do when confirmed here.
But first, he needs to convince a growing number of skeptical Republicans, like Senator Joni Ernst, who could be up for the job if Trump moves on. Hegseth, who has said women should not serve in combat, meeting with the Iowa Republican Wednesday, the first female combat veteran to serve in the Senate, and a survivor of sexual assault.
We had an engaging, constructive conversation.
It was a very thorough conversation.
And while sources tell us she's on Trump's list of possible replacements, Ernst wouldn't engage when asked if she's interested.
Is there any chance you're up for consideration as defense secretary, Senator?
Mr. Hegseth is phenomenal.
Did he alleviate your concerns, Senator?
Also on that list, we're told, Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty and Trump's one-time primary rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Sources saying he's made it clear to Trump he's interested in the role. This morning, Trump's most fervent supporters saying they'll follow his lead, even if it's not clear who he will ultimately choose.
Now, Hegseth, of course, can only afford to lose the support of 3 Republican senators and still get the job. He is expected back on the Hill today to continue making his case, hoping he can sway enough of them to get over the finish line.
Yeah, I mean,
well, what do you think?
It's just gonna. I mean, that's gonna be the process throughout this whole thing. It's just gonna be all nonstop attacks,
Back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be that battle continuing on all the nominations. That's the word I was trying to think
Right.
of.
Right.
I
Yeah.
can't think
There
of
you
it.
go.
Jeepers. We're a little slow today. The cold air's got our brains frozen, but it's just.
Now, when does all this have to be done? Is there a specific date?
Well, I think his cabinet is. Well, I mean, it's like last time he was constantly, because he got attacked so many times and shut down so many times. It was almost through his whole presidency the last time that he was trying to install people, because he had Obama's people in there forever because he couldn't get new appointees.
Yeah, right.
Pulling this tactic.
Right. Right.
Oh, he's a rapist. He's a drunk. He's a whatever. He's a whatever. You know, the old Thomas
Just
Clarence
accusing.
and,
It's just like they're just
Kavanaugh.
throwing mud at a wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, that's what they do.
He's a drunk. He's a rapist. He's a pervert. He wants it
and
more.
you see how the media does it. They just slander you. Like I said,
It's just
come in
right out of the
with
gate.
both guns. Boom, 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 boom,
Right
boom.
out of the gate. Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
just-
Defiant.
Yeah,
You know, so
words
they
of-
use the buzzwords. You know?
Yeah, they got to throw out the harsh words to make you go,
Right.
oh gosh, he's terrible. He's terrible. Guess what? We're all terrible.
Yeah.
And do you want to be the person you were 7 years ago, 10 years ago,
Exactly.
15 years ago? None
Exactly.
of us are. Even if you're not a follower of Christ, you're still not the person you were 15 years ago.
Just find me one clean politician, left or right. Where? You know what I mean? Trump isn't.
Well, there's people that don't grow and don't change, but you know where those people are? They're sitting in a little one-bedroom studio apartment, and they're just pumping themselves full of drugs and numbing themselves. Them are people that don't change.
Exactly.
Not people
Amen.
Not
Amen.
people that want
That's
to get
right.
out there and make a change and
Right.
do something. Why would he want
Right.
to project or put his family under this persecution, put himself under this persecution
Yeah.
if he didn't want
Yeah.
to serve his country and do something that would change things, right?
Trump didn't even have to do this.
No.
He didn't have to be president.
No.
He have to do. He has such a love for this country.
Yeah.
You know, find me one. Where is a perfect person out here?
Yeah.
They're not out here.
He didn't
What did Jesus say to the Pharisees that wanted to stone the adulteress? He said, "Let you without sin cast the first stone."
Yeah.
And he just walked away.
And they all walked away.
Like a King David, who wrote all that. What is it? The Psalms and Proverbs. I think the Psalms. Beautiful, beautiful. He was a functional mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
His son tried to kill him. Absalom. All his kids were rotten.
Right.
They had that rape with Tamar.
Mm-hmm.
It just on and on and on. Yet David was a man after God's own heart. You know why? Because he repented. He turned from his sin, like my brother was saying here, and he started doing something.
Yeah. And that's what it takes. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, we can't-
Exactly.
Even Trump's not the man he was in the first
No.
presidency. Trump's not the man he was before the first presidency.
Exactly. I think he's better than ever
Oh yeah.
because he learned. He has
He
experience.
has the experience. Yeah. It takes, which is what happens to us. God chastens us. He lets persecution come into our life.
Right.
So we can see our wicked ways.
Exactly. And he chastens his
Yeah.
wayward
Yes, he
sons,
does.
mind you.
Yes, he does.
Those whom he loves. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they had a really good thing on when I was driving in. It kind of was leading you to believe they were talking about something else. He's like, he broke all the rules, he extorted all the money, and he did this, he did that, and yet he was pardoned. And that man was me. He expected him to say Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
But he said no, and that man was me, and he was talking about what Christ did for us.
Exactly.
Not what
Yeah.
Biden did for his
Yeah.
son. That's totally not even close.
No, not at all.
That's hiding sin. That's hiding sin.
That
That's
whole
not
family
turning
is
from
lost.
sin.
I don't think anybody there has any type of salvation with the Lord Jesus. I'm just maybe assuming here, but I don't really see it. You'll know them by their fruit.
They could
Scripture
say-
says that.
They could say I'm Catholic and I'm. The fruit
whatever.
doesn't line up.
Yeah, look where the Catholic Church has had it. You know,
Rotten fruit on a rotten tree.
yeah, very good. Catholic good, brother. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, expect that battle, but just have discernment and see through this mess and call your senators. That's what it takes, because like they said in there, it takes 3 Republican senators to turn the vote. If all the Republicans stand in unity, they can't lose because they have a majority. So reach out to your congressman. You know, we're not, hopefully, well, we don't reach the numbers we wish we would reach because this is the kind of movement, I don't want to call it a movement, but it's what we need to keep people active. Because we voted, okay, that was great. Now the hard work comes.
Yeah.
Call your senators, tell them you want them to endorse somebody or not endorse somebody.
Right, yeah.
So that's what it takes. You know, the media is going to push them to...
Well, the media's just corrupt.
We saw what they're
yeah.
They don't want them. So
the media is supposed to be objective.
They're going to enforce their evil ways.
Exactly, all the time, yeah.
Step up. Congressmen and senators will react to phone calls. I guarantee it. They do. It just takes us to reach out to them and say, I need you to stand up for this. I believe in this and I need you to stand up for this. And they will do it because it is their job. There are some that may just blow you off, that are just so corrupt they will blow you off, but enough numbers do speak out. They've had, like Liberty Council has a naughty list, and it used to be all the people that wouldn't say Merry Christmas or they wouldn't do this.
Oh,
they started all the bad stuff. And when consumers put pressure on them, they flipped. So they've gone from the naughty list to the good list now because consumers called and said, well, if you're not going to do that, we're not going to give you business.
Yeah, that's right.
The money talks and voters talk. So get out there and be involved and reach out to them. It doesn't take much to call your senator and say, endorse this guy.
Not at all.
A couple seconds.
Yep.
So that's about it. Got anything else to say about that?
No, not really. As usual, I mean, everything is in the Lord's hands. We got our guy in there, and Trump is being highly selective to the best of his ability, which I love. Right away, I'm really loving this Tom Homan because that border issue that's at the very top. You know, we can't have our country overrun, being conquered within, because we have these globalists elites that want open borders everywhere. See, right away they're priming for a one world government. This has been going on for years, years and years and years.
Yep, that's the devil's plan.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. Then he gets his guy in there.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we always know there's always going to be an Antichrist in place because he's got to be in place for when the Lord comes and raptures.
Exactly.
So there will always be an Antichrist. So
yep.
Evil will be here, no matter how well the government falls in line or we fall in line or anything.
Until the Lord comes back.
Until the Lord comes back.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Awesome. That's a good place to finish until the Lord comes back.
Yeah.
Hopefully sooner than later.
No, got that right.
All right, so for where two or more gather, the Traveling Robert X Studio. Dave's gonna go get the airplane and jumper cables and try and jump the mobile studio.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of this freezing tundra.
That's about it.
Either we gotta get the mobile studio moving or the
rev up the car
airliner.
Yeah.
We gotta lay more contrails down and change this weather.
Once again, hit the bell, the notification button. You gotta get those algorithms up there, okay? We want to pick up as many subscribers as we possibly can, so we can get godly content out to the masses. That's our main thing.
Yeah.
I've heard some asking for money. We're not looking for money. We're looking for you to subscribe, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for crying out loud, so we can keep on going.
And support like-minded YouTubers that are out there bringing you good content. And put this trash away. Help us all put this trash away. So
Exactly.
That's all we're asking for.
Right.
That's
it.
All
right, then, brother.
Punch it on out. Gotta hit the old smooth on out button, and we're done.